Shortly after the children got home from school the next day, Mr. Phigg ushered them through the little door at the back of the kitchen to join a council of war at bed quarters. Simon, Mabel, Bartram and Hoxton were watching Lawrence fiddling with the wiring of the computers. "No," he said as he screwed the last panel back into place, "it's all as it should be. As you'd expect with one of the doc's systems, of course. The problems you've been having are definitely coming in from outside." "It must be the windmill site," said Johanna. "It would be too much of a coincidence otherwise. The timing, the positioning, those glimpses of the slumber downs from our world." "So, the real question," said Simon, "is whether it's just chance that the grey folk are digging in a sensitive spot, or whether there's something more sinister going on." "Something which is probably to do with the nightmares," added Johanna. "That's what I think," said Mr. Phigg, "but I still can't see what the connection could be. Kenneth Mallander's a nasty enough piece of work, but how could he have anything to do with them? He doesn't strike me as the sharpest knife in the cutlery drawer." "You two certainly made him look silly yesterday," said Harry. "Well done, Hoxton." The hamster smiled. "Thank you. Well done to Johanna for thinking of it. It was good fun, except that it took me ages to get my paws clean afterwards. He wears something horribly sticky on his hair." "So, what are the nightmares doing?" asked Simon. "Night after night they are getting bolder and bolder, and the number of bad dreams is just going up and up. Mabel?" She pressed some buttons, and the map lit up, noticeably brighter than the last time, with a dark red concentration around Brashley. "All the more reason for us to get into the site and find out what's going on. And now we've got the metawetter." Mr. Phigg pointed to a surprisingly small rucksack leaning against the wall. "We can do it." "When?" asked Harry. "Tomorrow evening. There's no point hanging around when things are getting worse all the time. We'll go in as soon as it gets dark. The builders will have packed up for the day, and things should be pretty quiet." "And who is going in?" asked Harry. "It's not fair if we can't come with you this time." "You'll need some grey folk with you. We'll be more at home there," said Johanna. Mr. Phigg looked the children up and down and frowned. "I suppose so, though we don't know what we're going to find in there." "But not knowing is the whole reason why we're going in," said Johanna logically. "And they'd better not mess with me," added Harry, shadow-boxing as he spoke and throwing some hefty-looking punches. "All right," said Mr. Phigg. "Harry, Johanna, Hoxton and me will go into the site. It will be a normal working night for the shadow flock, so Simon and Mabel will need to be here at bed quarters. But can you spare Bartram, Simon?" "Oh yes," the old sheep nodded, "just for one night. Some of the rest of the flock will be glad of a break. It's when he and Arthur get together these days." Then he stopped and waited until Bartram had put his tongue back inside his mouth. "We'll manage." "Good," said Mr. Phigg. "So, Bartram and Lawrence will form our backup team. They'll guard the metawetter, keep in touch with us and with bed quarters, and sort out any problems there might be. I'll wear that camera on my head again. I can send pictures back here in real time, so everyone will know how we're getting on. Are we agreed?" Everyone agreed. "Good. It all seems pretty straightforward to me. Is there anything else?" Said Johanna. "It's not that straightforward. I think we need a bit of planning for some of the things that might go wrong." "Do you really?" "Yes," said Johanna firmly, and explained the sorts of things she had in mind and what they ought to do about them. "Well, you never know," said Mr. Phigg when she'd finished. "Better safe than sorry, I suppose. That all sounds fine." "Good work, Johanna," said Lawrence. and she smiled back at him pinkly. Isn't someone going to say something rousing now, like all for one and one for all? Asked Hoxton. No, I don't think I am, Mr. Phigg replied, but you can if you want to. OK, said Hoxton, drawing himself up to his full height of 4.5 inches and raising a foreleg to the heavens. All for one and one for all. Go get 'em, tiger, said Mabel. And that was that. Or so they thought.